Disclaimer, made this entire video already on my camera, and I spent 3 hours trying to upload it. For some reason, my camera doesn't like that anymore. Filmed it on my phone. Overexposure, for some reason, I can't use the film, so I filmed it again. So third time's the charm, people. This is the third time that I recorded this video. I hope you guys enjoy. What is good, everybody? I'm back. And man, oh man, has it been a minute, YouTube? I missed you guys. Golly. For those who do not know, I'm Kevin, aka K-Fern Fernandez. You get the Kevin, you get the Fernandez, you put it together, and you get K-Fern. And I used to come on here to make a lot of track and field content. For those of you who don't know, I was a former Division I track and field athlete that competed in 11 events. Yes, 11. Oh, and I'm tired just thinking about it. That's the type of content that I used to make on here. But for you new people, you may know me from a little bit of a side quest that I went on. And that's why I'm here to give you guys the update on my life and what the heck I've been doing since I've been gone. So let's think. I graduated, I finished track and field, I joined the workforce, I became a sales rep for a wine and alcohol company, I became a district manager, and then what was that? Oh yeah, your boy ended up on a Netflix show, for crying out loud. Trust me guys, I don't understand it whatsoever at all. I ended up on a Netflix show. I ended up on The Circle season 7 on Netflix that came out this past September. I filmed it about a year ago, but it has been a crazy journey since I last uploaded on here. So I basically wanted to come on here, give you guys my life update, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about my journey on getting onto The Circle, because oh boy, was it a freaking wild ride. You guys don't know half of the story. I've talked about it a little bit on podcasts here and there and on different kind of Instagram lives and stuff, but I'm here to give you the full-fledged story. And I already made this video, actually. I recorded it, everything was fantastic. And then where is it? Where's that dumb thing? Then this stupid camera, it's a great camera, it's a fantastic camera. This dumb camera, the data won't upload onto my laptop. I have so many videos in this camera that I filmed for YouTube, and it won't upload. I'm literally filming on the phone here, people. You can do it no matter what. Don't let anything get in your way. All right, you probably think, oh yeah, Kev, they hit you up for this show, you got on it. That is, the end of story. Not even the start. So you might be asking how any of this happened. I got involved with this whole TV business around 2020 when I was on vacation with one of my buddies, Nick Rosetta, and our families, and we were in Costa Rica, and a casting producer hit me up for a TV show. I thought that it was fake. I kind of went with it, you know, not really knowing what the heck was going on. I thought it was a scam. Didn't end up being a scam, ended up being 20-somethings Austin on Netflix. I couldn't believe that I blew that opportunity, but the producer said he was gonna keep in touch with me. So then, a little bit later, he hits me up. Kevin, would you like to be on this show called Big Brother? Is the Pope Catholic? Yes! Had I seen episodes of Big Brother before? No! I knew about the show. So I went through that whole interview process, audition process, get towards the final stages, and they said, hey Kev, can you do these dates to film Big Brother? I bring up this exciting news with my parents, and then my dad says this, well, what about work? I hadn't even started working yet. But you guys have to understand, my dad comes from a very traditional Mexican Portuguese household, where growing up, the idea of a career for him was to get a job, hold that job down, work your way up through that company, and really just have a stable career, and it makes sense. We went back and forth on it, and I ended up saying these dates couldn't work out. Didn't end up on Big Brother, and I'm telling you guys, I thought about that every freaking day I went to work. I was going to work from 3:30 a.m. to 1 to 2 p.m. every single day. Every day I was going to work, I was just thinking, what if? Like, what if I went on that show? What if that was my one shot to do a show? Did I blow this shot? I got hard on myself, and I was like, I really just blew this opportunity for myself. Until I was scrolling on TikTok one day, And let me bring up the timeline for you guys. I made an Instagram post about this because you guys, truthfully, you can't make this stuff up. Everything is meant to happen for a reason, and this is a testimony to that. August 11th, 2021, I saw a TikTok for Netflix shows that were currently casting, and I saved it to my camera roll, didn't even think about it, didn't look at it, threw it away. Not throw it away, but it was in the camera roll. January 20th, 2022, I rewatched the video from step 1 and I submitted a video to the general Netflix casting site. I saw all the shows that they were filming, and then I just literally sent a video to Netflix saying, "What's good, Netflix? I'm Kevin K. Fernandez. Get me on a show." I didn't hear anything. Until June 20th, 2023, I randomly got a text from the legendary Meg Malley. Sorry, Meg, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but she's the GOAT. A year later, saying she saw my vid and asked me if I had considered or had submitted a video for the current Circle seasons. Guys, I got this text out of nowhere. I get the text, and I literally think it's one of my teammates pulling a prank on me. So I text him back and I say, "Haha, who is this actually?" And she's like, "No, this is actually a Netflix producer or Netflix casting producer. My name's Meg. Would you like to hop on a call?" I'm like, holy smokes, Meg, you don't understand. This is the call that I have been waiting for. So we started doing the audition process, but the problem is they're on East Coast time and I'm over here in the Bay Area on Pacific Standard Time. So all the meetings that they were having were during the workday, but that wasn't gonna stop me. I'm sorry to my old boss, Joe. Love you, brother. But so basically from there, you go on an interview and audition process where you do multiple auditions and interviews to see if you can make it to the next round and if you're gonna be a candidate for the show. But all these were during the workday, so every time I had an interview, I was telling my boss I had a dentist appointment, doctor's appointment, orthodontist appointment. I didn't even have Invisalign at that time. I didn't even go to the orthodontist. Every time I had one of these interviews, I told him that I had some sort of appointment. You couldn't take these interview calls from your car. You had to be in a quiet environment, like an apartment. So I was zooming home, jumping into my chair over there, hopping on all these different calls, and just being like, I'm not gonna get picked for this. I'm just gonna have fun with it. Like, let's see what happens. I did one after another, until I finally made it to the final round. Coincidentally, my boss books a meeting that day. So what did I do? I had another dentist appointment. I zoom home, I do my last interview where I we simulated the game, we played it, we talked with the producers, and then they said, we'll see. And then I get the call one day. Phone starts ringing. Hello? Yep. I'm on? Kev, you're on. I freaked out when I got this call. I immediately go to call to tell my parents, and the first thing they say, what about work? And don't get me wrong, my parents are so supportive, but they truthfully just wanted the best for me. So I told them, screw work. I'm gonna be on TV, for crying out loud. So I worked it out with my work. My boss at the time was the most supportive boss that I probably have ever had, and he truthfully wanted me to go on this journey. And they said, okay, we're gonna be filming in September. Does this work? I'm like, that's perfect. I mean, September, October, November, December is our busy seasons for work, but September is like the most ideal. So I'm getting ready, everything's set in stone. And then days before, they go, hey Kev, we actually need you to come to these October dates instead. 2 days before we're gonna film, all the way in Atlanta, by the way. And I'm like, that's just not a possibility. Like, I don't think I can. And they go, if you come out for the earlier dates, you're not guaranteed to be on the show. If you come out for these October dates, you're more likely to be on the show. And truthfully, I got too scared to ask my boss. I went up, I brought the idea like in a joking way. I was like, could you imagine if I had to film in October? And he was like, haha, yeah, that wouldn't work. And I was like, dang. So I rolled the dice. I flew out to Atlanta knowing that I might not 100% be on the show, and I went to go do it. From here, I get put in a hotel, and basically I go and film my intro for the Circle. From here with casting and the production, they bring a bunch of people in, and they see whose personalities are gonna work the best with each other. So they find those first initial people, they're like, wham, we want these personalities in the first drops, and then we're gonna see what we need to add in to spice it up or to add a different little factor or flavor throughout the season. So I didn't get picked for the initial group of people. And then I waited and waited and waited until they tell me that the season was essentially over. They didn't find a spot for me to be in season 6. And I was devastated. Straight up, I was devastated, disappointed in myself. I felt like I had maybe not given enough. And before I left, they said, Kev, can you please stay to do season 7? And I'm like, I can't. I have to go back to work. So instead of flying back to SF, I fly back home because I wanted to see my family. I get home and something in my gut right when I got home said, you gotta go back, Kev. You have to go back. So I journaled. When I was in isolation, locked away, not on the show, I was out here journaling and reading. I know, shocking, I don't do any of that stuff. I knew that in my gut, this was something I had to do. So I went up to my mom, shout out Mama Fern, and I said, Mom, I don't know what it is, but I have to go back. And she said, okay. My mom basically said she would never have been able to do this. The reason she worked so hard is to give opportunities like this to me, and that meant the world to me. And she said, Kevin, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna go back to work. You're gonna work your butt off for the few days that you are there before the next season, and you're gonna try to prove to work why they should keep you. And I said, okay, what about Dad? And she said, I'll take care of that. That's what I was the most afraid about. Not about work, not about all this other stuff. What the heck Pops was gonna say. So I flew back to the Bay and I knew I had to tell my boss. And I told him, I said, hey, I don't know how this is gonna work out, but I'm going back. And he took a second to process and I said, I'm not necessarily asking for permission, I'm going. I'm gonna work my butt off until I leave, but I'm going. And so I worked from midnight until like 11 a.m. most of the days that I was back. My boss, Joe, my brother, went to the war for me to tell this company why they needed to keep me. And he says, hey, if you use all your PTO, you do this, this, and this, you can go. Say less. So I'm getting ready to go to the airport and everything. I'm going there like the next day. And then I get a text from my dad. What's up? I'm in the Bay Area. Come say what's up. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm at your grandma's house. Come say hi. And I go to my grandma's house and I'm like, oh shoot, this is not good. But I see Dad. We go, we say what's up to grandma, say what's up to my family. And then I said, okay guys, like I have to head out. I'm gonna go to my car. And he goes, okay, great. Like I'll walk you out. I'm like, oh boy. And he just says, I heard you're going back. And I said, yes, Dad, with all due respect, I'm not necessarily asking, like I'm going back. This is something I have to do. And he said, if you're going back, give it 100% and get after it. Go make us proud. And once I got that seal of approval, I knew that it was go time. So I went straight to that airport and hopped on a red eye. They literally bought me the last possible ticket to Atlanta because I had to work. I landed Atlanta at like midnight. I go to bed. They wake me up at 5 in the morning for hair and makeup, slap on some hair, slap on some makeup, do my hair, get the little perm. It's not a perm, by the way. Get the little curls popping. And then they said, all right, you ready to make it happen? 3, 2, 1, go. Toss me in there, all sleep deprived and everything. But there I was in the apartments and the rest was history. So it was a crazy journey, but like I say for anything, everything happens for a reason, truthfully. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I had the best time of my life while filming The Circle. Truthfully, a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I wouldn't have changed anything for the world. I would have liked to win the $100,000. That's what I would have liked. But I wanted to come on here and tell this story and truthfully also just figure out what the heck you guys want to see from me. I'm getting the YouTube up and rolling. If I can figure out how to get this freaking camera to start uploading. If there's video ideas, please feel free to drop them in the comments. Smash that. I'm not going to do that. go ahead and drop a subscribe button if you would like to. If there's other suggestions, go ahead and hit me up on my Instagram at KevHFernandez and drop any suggestions for videos in my comments. I'm also gonna be doing some Q&As, ask me questions, and always feel free to drop video ideas in those. I wanna give you people what you wanna see. But this is just the start. I'm getting back into it. Once I figure out how to get my camera to upload again, I'm gonna get more back into it. But wanna come on here, share this story with you guys, and I can't wait for what's ahead. K-Fern out.